Today we ask the question, are Irish people racist towards foreign bees? And why are they? Well, it really has been quite a week, 10 days, for the Irish people, being pilloried and absolutely castigated by the mainstream media in Ireland and government politicians, including the president himself, for being racist towards Indian people who've come to live and reside in the Emerald Isle. This despite the Irish police on Garda Síochána coming out and saying that there has been no increase in crimes against the Indian community. Something of a disparity there. However, the powers that be in Ireland, including the mainstream media, it seems, never let the truth get in the way of a good narrative. And it would seem, on the face of it, that members of the Indian community were quite happy to play along with this narrative, loving them some of that sweet victimhood bonus points. But if Irish people thought being racist towards Indian people was all they had to worry about, well, they were mistaken. It seems now that Irish people are also racist against foreign bees, in particular Asian hornets. Who'd have thunk it? A headline from Gript Media says, Asian hornet captured in Cork, prompting government response. They go on to say, a government response is underway after an Asian hornet was sighted and subsequently captured in County Cork, an insect described as, quote, a significant threat to biodiversity in Ireland. Stirring stuff, but is there more to this? Is there an underlying racial element, one wonders? A spokesperson for the Department of Housing, Local Government and Heritage said that a single Asian hornet nest can, quote, devastate honeybee populations. Speaking about the incident, Minister of State for Nature, Heritage and Biodiversity, Christopher O'Sullivan TD, said that Asian hornets are a threat to our native pollinators and our biodiversity. He went on to say, we must take even a single sighting of an Indian very seriously, he said, adding that the incident demonstrated that, quote, members of the public are our eyes on the ground. Early detection is key if we are to prevent the establishment of this invasive species. I urge everyone to be vigilant and inform themselves so that they can recognise and report any sightings of Asian hornets, to help us contain this invasive species and protect our biodiversity. Well, this latest immigration incident has caused quite a stir on the Twitter sphere, with many people chiming in and expressing their views. Tom O'Hanlon says, they're just seeking a better life here. This othering of Asian hornets is just plain wrong. Statistics that show them to be more dangerous on the whole and a threat to native species should not be platformed. Tom doesn't mince his words there. Angry Ireland says, shouldn't our hornets go everywhere? GM Don says they'll probably put him up in a 4-star hotel until he gets his family reunification sorted. Quite possibly. Peter Kinneruns writes, biodiversity is our strength. I see what you did there. Bravo. Nellie asks the question, was it here on a student hornet's visa? Well, we don't know. We shall have to ask the Minister for Education. The Watcher says, at least he'll do the work that our lazy young hornets won't do, laying about drinking their lattes every day, effing bone idle. Well, that is an argument often heard. They'll do the jobs that ours won't do. But is this true? The Irish News ran a piece, Asian hornet attacked by far-right busy bees. The hornets have requested a meeting with the Minister for Agriculture. Well, I should imagine, because this was an attack on a foreign bee by Irish bees, the Minister will be only too delighted to grant such a meeting. BG opines the Irish honey industry would collapse if it wasn't for the Asian hornets. Bigot. Yes, that view is certainly out there. But is it borne out by the facts? Imokoni strikes an upbeat tone with his message. National Hornet Day will go ahead. We will not give in to hate. On Van Moore informs us, we have received confirmation that the Asian Hornets have applied for asylum and the government is setting up an IPAS centre for them by purchasing the Gresham Hotel. Big, if true. Of course, the pink and green-haired Antifa lunatics and associated crusty divisions were out in force, marching in the streets, fighting for the rights of Asian Hornets against racism and bigotry. So what are we to make of this latest immigration debacle? Is this yet another sign, as the mainstream media and Irish government circles would have you believe, that the Irish are inherently racist and bigoted? Or is this just another case of an invasive species that nobody invited and nobody wanted, arriving to the Emerald Isle and screwing everything up?